Hello, Leo, and welcome to Scorched Earth and a reading for July 2024. So I hope you're well, and as I'm sure you've realised from the thumbnail, I am Marion and I am looking after Scorched Earth just while Carrie settles into her new life and enjoys all the fun things that come with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card from the Oracle of Pluto to see what's happening. I'm pulling one of these for all the signs, and so far we have had really interesting results. And I think you're one of those signs where Pluto moving into Aquarius has had a big impact. I mean, it's your opposite sign, so Pluto is going to be opposing your sun or any placements you have in Leo for the a considerable length of time. So that's going to activate a lot of things. It can, activate shadowy, murky things. It can cause change, can cause significant change in your life. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do with this. And then we will look at the tarot, and I'm using the Fortuna Emerald deck, which incidentally was designed by a lovely Leo lady. And you can tell she's a Leo, she's got beautiful hair. But she's very passionate about what she does. So, can I have a card, please, for Leo for July 2024, please? So I hope you're all doing well. I hope that this reading finds you well. As I was setting up for the reading just a couple of minutes ago, and I was selecting the deck to choose. The deck that I'm using comes in a few versions. It comes in 4 editions, and I was drawn to the emerald, and I feel that it's because, for some reason, I think for some of you this might be quite a pertinent message. There's this sort of a need within you to find a gentler energy. And I often find, one of the things I enjoy doing is kind of a getting out in amongst nature, but not quite, kind of a going wild camping. Oh goodness, no. I mean, I'm a Taurus sun. Let's, Leo, we enjoy our comfort too much to go roughing it, shall we say? Let's see. We'll get a card for you. That feels right. Okay, so we have got the tapir. I think that's really interesting because it's very much, one of those creatures who's it's very much native to one particular place in the world. You don't go to every continent and there's a herd, a group of tapirs. I don't know what the collective noun is for tapirs, or is it tappers? Is it plumbers then? I don't know. Sorry, my joke, Leo. But what immediately strikes me is the extended snout here, and that's designed, for them foraging for food. And what I'm feeling here is there's some energy around you, Leo, where you're being asked to go and follow a pathway. And it could be, you've got these ferns here and it is quite kind of jungle-like, but you've got this kind of clouds here as well, and that makes me feel like there's fog in the way. There's the path ahead isn't necessarily clear, but you still get this desire to go and kind of work out what's through the fog, what's through the cloud cover. That's more like it, you know, if you're if you've ever been hill walking or mountaineering or trekking or something, you know, you reach a stage and there's clouds, but if you go above the clouds, you know, if you keep going through the clouds, you get to a totally different level of the mountain, hill, you know, whatever you want to, whatever it is you're climbing. And that can be metaphorical as well. And it feels like, you know, you're at that stage, Leo, whereby you think you've went as far as you can go because you've reached, you know, you've reached the clouds, you're looking at the clouds, but in actual fact there's a whole other level. You know, this is like it's as if, you know, the kind of universe, or, you know, however you connect with spirit, higher power, you know, whatever you call it, it's as if, you know, there's been a calling to you where it's saying, right, well done, you've reached this level, you've completed this level. A bit like a video game, you know, it's like you've completed this level. Here's the bonus level. That's what's, you know, it's like here's the extra bonus level that you didn't even know existed, but it's kind of a like your reward for getting so far, you know, to complete what you thought was the entire game. And that analogy is coming through really strongly with this particular card. So we'll see if anything like that shows up in the tarot reading. And yeah, so let's pull some tarot cards, Leo. I'll just place them up there. You'll have to excuse me, Leo, because I've got a bit of a dry throat, so I may have to take some water breaks, or take some fluid breaks. So we chat for luck. Okay, can I have some cards, please, for Leo for July 2024, please. They're quite unusual, these cards. They are not traditional tarot in the sense of the images. I'm not showing up too great in camera, but I'll hold them up. 2 seconds. I knew there was something missing. There we go. That better? Slightly. Okay. The cards at the bottom of the deck. We have the star. See that? So very interesting, because the star is your opposite signs card, being Aquarius. So what have we got here? We have got the Ace of Swords. We have got the 10, then the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands being a Leo card. We've got the Lovers. We have got the Knight of Wands. We have got the Queen of Pentacles. We've the Judgment card, Pluto. Very interesting. We've got the Fool card here. And we have got the 9 of Wands. So a very, very, very air and fiery set of cards we've got out here. So, are you able to see this? I'm really rethinking these, but I can't do anything about it just now. There we go. I hope that's okay. Right, so as I say, you've got this Ace of Keys, which is the Ace of Swords. So right away, you know, this kind of again, this invitation to think of something new. This kind of going back to that kind of video game analogy. It feels very potent, Leo. And it feels like, you know, it could be It could literally be where you feel like you have been playing a game lately. You know, life has felt like there's been like kind of a lack of reality, or what is reality feels very much like a game, or like a dreamscape. You know, it feels very much like that. But this Ace of Keys and Ace of Swords is coming through, and it's asking you to just be aware that now is the time. You know, you've gained a lot of experience, and now is the time to put that experience into action, whereby considering things from a different viewpoint, communicating what you have learned in a different way from what you may have done previously. And then we've got the Ten of Wands, and we've got the Six of Wands. So when I see the two cards in combination, and they're very similar, they're basically candelabras. When I see those two cards together, what it makes me think of is, you know, it's that battle weary energy. You know, it's Saturn and Sagittarius energy. So anywhere Saturn shows up, there's always a difficulty. You know, there's always a challenge, and there's always a requirement for hard work. And I feel very, very much that, you know, over the past while, I mean, some of these it could be a few months, some of these it could be a few years, you know, whereby Saturn has really been, well, kicking your arse, basically, Leo, you know. And then we've got this card here, the Six of Wands, and it's just saying, right, here's a victorious celebration. You know, it's Jupiter and Leo. It's a card of success, but it's a hard won success. You know, it's hard. You've battled hard for this, and it's not been handed to you on a plate. And I think that's very true of any of the fixed signs, you know, Leo, where it's if it seems too good to be true, then it probably is. And that's very much the kind of a way you see life. You know, yes, you're absolutely, you know, like delighted and positive and ruled by the sun, but at the same time, you know, it's that kind of that strength card energy. You know, you don't win battles easily. You know, you really have to fight and, you know, prove yourself for that. And then, you know, there's a choice here, Leo. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to keep doing that. You don't have to keep going. You know, I mean, you could be in a position where you're quite happy, you know, with the status quo, and you're like, you know what? I've been through enough over the last couple of years. I just need to chill out just now. I need some time just to calm down, chill out, and see where life takes me. You know, and not necessarily have goals to pursue. But there's a few Leos in my life that I know that you know, big things have happened to you. So if you're watching this and you're a Leo that's been in that position, you know, where there's been big moves, big changes in your life, whether that's geographical changes or even physical changes, or, you know, mental shifts, and, you know, you maybe think things about things differently now, you know, again bringing in that Ace of Swords energy. You know, you see things differently now than what you did maybe 6 months or even a couple of years ago. And you've seen this regeneration of you as a person. And it's been a, you know, a deep kind of fundamental change that's happened for you. And sometimes it's been through choice, but I feel like a lot of the time it's been through this kind of of deep knowing that you've had to do this. It's not been a need, it's been a have to. You know, it's almost like I need to get out of this town, or I need to get out of this state, this country, whatever, you know, or this mindset, this job, or this relationship. You know, it could be that. There is a lot of feeling of, right, and again, it's that kind of Saturn lesson that's coming through. So now you could be at the stage where you're just like, do you know what? Just calm down. It's like we just need a bit of time here to reset, everything that's been going on. And that's very much, that choice. And, we've got the lovers here, and the lovers is very much, that dynamic of choosing, is it head over heart or heart over head, or is it, between one option and another option? Is it stay? Is it go? Is it yes? Is it no? And I didn't mean that to rhyme. My apologies, Leo. So yeah, but that, just know that there's always a choice available to you, Leo, even with times when you don't feel like there's a choice, or that could be, energy that you've been used to living in, that you've felt like there's not been a choice, and now all of a sudden, because of this big upheaval, or this big kind of, repurposing of your life that's going on, you're now able to, for what feels like perhaps the first time in your life, to really have a choice, to really know that it's okay for you to live your life the way that you want to. It's almost as if, with some of you, it's been so much a dream that, that with the dream finally becoming a reality, you're now like, oh my goodness, what do I do with this? What do I do with this newfound freedom? And it'll take you a while, to settle into that. And with this Prince of Candles here, which is the Knight of Wands, just, before you go rushing into something headlong, just take your time. It's like, yeah, it's fine to kind of run wild and free, with the excitement and the kind of exuberance of like this newness that's going on for your life, and these celebrations that's taking place. But before you go charging headlong into something completely new, take a moment to take stock and realize, look back, but don't look back as in a kind of a melancholy way. Look back to say, oh my goodness, look how far I've come. That's the kind of reason to do that. So before you go forward, just look back. Don't go back, but just look back. Just kind of a glance over your shoulder and think, wow, look at how far I've come. And as well as that, if you're feeling kind of overwhelmed and thinking, oh, what am I going to do now? Or, you're kind of, it's almost like you've done something and it's been so long in the making, and it's finally happened, and now you're a bit like, oh, it's done. Right, okay, so, well, it's like, and it's just, the reality's just kind of hitting you. That's the energies that I'm picking up here. It's just sort of a hit you that you've actually done this thing that you've wanted to do for so long. So take a wee bit time for yourself and show yourself a bit of compassion. Reconnect with this is the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Talismans here. Reconnect with yourself, whether that's doing some breath work, whether it's doing yoga, any kind of meditation practice, or like walking, like exercise, or listening to music, just something that grounds you and takes you back into yourself and reminds you, what the phrase that's coming through to me, Leo, is to remember who you are. It's like you are very much this person that's, you've survived a lot, and it's, take time to assess who you are now, I think is what I'm trying to say. So going on here, we've got the Judgment card, and we've got the Fool card right next to it, and I just love this energy for you, Leo, because it's like, it's Pluto and it's Uranus, and these two planets are really, having an impact in your life, you know, and it has been doing so, particularly Uranus for the last few years, because with Uranus being in Taurus, you know, that's been squaring your sun placement, you know, or any, as I say, any other placements that you've got in Leo. So that's been big energy, and you know, square transits, sorry, square aspects. They're not the easiest. You know, they're not easy aspects. They're the most challenging aspects, and you know, it's like already like Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, so by default, it doesn't Uranus is a planet. It doesn't particularly like being in Leo. You know, it's kind of in its fall in Leo. And then we've got the Judgment card, which is ruled by Pluto. And as I say, you know, I'm sure you know by now, you know, Pluto's moving into Aquarius. I've said it, you know, you've probably watched videos on the topic. And, you know, that's opposing you. So, you know, the two most difficult aspects is going on with two of the big outer planets. You know, I mean, there's some people who will argue, i.e. NASA, that Pluto is not a planet. I will die on that hill, Leo. Pluto is a planet. But yeah, so there's been this ascension. There's been this rising up of you, whereby it's, you know, you've kind of been in, you've really been through it. You know, you've really been through the troubled times and the difficult times, and it's now you're kind of breaking free of that. You're breaking free the past. You're breaking free the past versions of yourself. And now it's like, where do you go? Well, you've got this 9 of Wands here. So we've got the 6 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and we've got the 9 of Wands here. The 9 of Wands is the weary soldier. But the 9 is also, you know, we're at the last hurdle, you know, before the completion of the 10. And it's, you know, it's the last challenge, but 9 is a kind number. 9 is a number where, you know, there's a lot of wisdom in the number 9. It holds a lot of wisdom. And I think that's where you've been. You know, you've been in this journey, this evolution, Leo. You know, an evolution of who you really are, who you have become, and it's like now it's your opportunity to go forward with who you are now, not who you were, you know, during this transition period. And it feels very much like now the transition period is coming to an end, and now it's time for things to settle down, or at least to become manageable. You know, there may still be some surprises and some odds, oh my goodness, what's going to happen, what's going on here, moments, but ultimately you have traversed so many challenges over the last few years that you're now a bit like, bring it on. You know, I can do this. I can absolutely do this, and you can, Leo. You know, that fighting spirit that you've got is absolutely, you can. So what I'll do is I'll pull some clarifying cards here, and we'll just see, you know, if there's any further messages that can come out, and you'll be glad to know that it is going to be a deck that we'll be able to see together. So I'm so sorry about the green and the rose gold not showing up properly in the camera. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, Leo, but I held them up, so hopefully you've seen enough. And even if you're just going around your day-to-day business while you're listening to this and you're not necessarily sitting watching it, then hopefully I've been able to tell you enough. Right, let's see. The cards to clarify. Right. Okay. Yeah, so so there's that Knight of Wands showing up. So, you know, there's this kind of natural desire for you to go. But I'm just kind of a cautionary saying, please don't. You know, is like, you know, there's hard work being done. And then it's like what's going to happen is this hard work is going to be rewarded. We're going to have to choose wisely for your next project, Leo. And it's an emotional choice here. It's almost like what's the next emotional choice you need to make to work through? You know, what's the next emotional journey, or is it you have completed the physical journey and now it's an emotional journey that you have to go on, an emotional journey of discovery, really? You know, and we've got the Hierophant there, which is Taurus energy. So we've got Scorpio energy, Virgo energy, Taurus, and Gemini. So, you know, it's all the well, apart from fire, but we've got loads of fire, and you bring loads of fire to the table, Leo. But you know what I feel is it's maybe time to take a wee bit of a more traditional approach to things. As much as you're all for doing things differently, it feels very much whereby you could consider doing things, you know, a wee bit closer to traditional, and by doing that, there will be a different kind of wisdom you'll learn. And I think that that's really important for you, Leo. Different levels of wisdom for you, because I feel that it's like, you know, you've got stuff going on where you want to pass these lessons on, you know, so whether that is like writing a book or, you know, discussing it with family and friends, you know, look, I've been through X, Y, and Z. Here's what I've learned. Here's what I would like to impart onto you. It's very much that kind of energy. And it's a bit like, please learn from what I did. And it's not about please learn from my mistakes. It's please learn from my experience. Because I really don't believe in mistakes, Leo. I believe that you either get things right or you learn. There's no such thing as doing something, you know, wrong. If you make a choice and a decision to pursue something, you're either successful or you learn. You win or you learn. That's, you know, that's the two things that I really believe. So there is that energy. And the Ten of Swords, I just feel that that's you taking that opportunity to rest, because the tens are completion. It's done. You know, what's done is done, and that's almost like the ending of the old you, Leo. You know, and now it's like the you who is going to go forward is away, heading into that sunset, heading into that sunshine. And you know, you're just bringing so much light and sunshineness to everybody's life, and the lessons that you have learned. You know, it's like that, the line for that song, I think it's Florence and the Machine, that sings that, you know, it's like what's going through my head is the dark days are over. So that might be a particular message for some of you, but just in general, the kind of general energy surrounding that feels very much like the dark days are over, Leo. In fact, I think I might call this video that. But yeah, so Leo, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to read for you. Thank you for making me feel so welcome. Whilst Carrie's been away doing Leo things. And I will speak to you soon, hopefully, okay? Take care, lots of love, bye-bye.